Estamos en vivo. ¿Cómo están todos?
Hola.
Vamos a compartirlo a nuestra gente, a los miembros.
Members
Listo.
only.
Tanto tiempo sin decir eso.
Is our catchphrase.
¿Cómo va?
Okay. We are ready to have another class.
Estamos juntos de nuevo. Waiting for everybody to come in. Welcome. Come on in class. Everyone take your seats.
The water's warm. Come on in.
Places. Oh, we have our first
Have a seat.
student. Welcome. Next student.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to class. Teachers. Hi.
Bienvenidos.
Bienvenidos a todos.
As everyone's coming in, you know I had an issue there. Love you guys. Valeria, how you doing? Valeria Mendoza. So good to see you. Pull this up over here.
We have quite a class for you. Every week we could say that, I suppose.
Yes.
Quite the class. Before we get into things, we got some business stuff. We'll say hi and all that fun stuff, but we got some things to share with you that we need you to know. But we'll also be able to comment here in just a moment here, so we'll be able to be a little more interactive.
Marcelo, how you doing? Gatinya, how you doing? 12 people rolling in. Ah, someone left.
Someone left. You
They
get
must have
back
had an
here.
emergency.
It's the only reason, the only way to justify why you would leave this class. Well,
How's everybody doing? How's it going? Dude, you know what? Oh, never mind. It's the other day I had an issue and I couldn't see. I was doing a live on my channel and I couldn't see the comments.
Oh.
And that was terrible because I couldn't have an interaction.
well, it seems like
We're
some of them
good.
are coming through.
Okay.
Very difficult.
Very difficult.
Very difficult. To see you here is so easy. It's not very difficult. But maybe today we are going to have the entire class talking like this.
No.
Maybe it's going to be very easy for the people to understand and to have a good lesson.
Do you
Can be,
understand that?
It can be
Like
or
this?
it can be. Okay.
Like caballo.
Bueno. Exactly. So
Should we start off with some news?
we should start with some noticias. Do you guys want to hear some noticias?
No,
Okay.
please. I want to learn. Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna teach you guys. So we have some interesting news. My good friend Ruben, mi querido amigo Ruben, is going to go travel for a month in Europe. We're excited for him. I'm excited for you, man. That's
It'll
gonna
be fun.
A life-changing trip. You're gonna go all south of Europe.
We're going to Spain, Portugal, France, Italy, maybe
Yeah.
a little Croatia.
Amazing trip. So he'll be gone for the entire month of July. I'm gonna be doing the classes solo. Maybe him sometimes will be doing solo. We talked about
we
it.
can do a combination, but don't be sad if you don't see me here.
Yes, there will be a couple of classes where it'll either just be me or it might just be Ruben. But it's okay. We're still
okay.
gonna teach you guys the good stuff. The
Tamo
secrets. Tamo junto, cara.
So definitely we'll miss you, and I'll miss you guys too. Just so you know, also this is week 4. This is the 4th live that we've had. We're already at the end of the first month.
That's
which
exciting.
Also means that next month, no more caca.
No more caca emojis. Well, I mean, all the people that are joining, like, you know, the people
That's
who
true.
joined right in the beginning about a month ago, get ready because your emoji is going to change to a peace sign.
You get
And
to be
that's exciting.
upgraded.
You're graduating.
I'm so happy.
Moving on up
Oh my God.
to the east side.
It just started. So yes, all of that. So the news are those. The news is singular.
Yeah, news is that Ruben is leaving for the month of July. We will be doing classes off and on where I'll be by myself or Ruben will be by himself. And emojis are going to be changing soon. So next week, we will start to see some new emojis. But right now, everyone still has the caca emoji, the popo emoji.
All right.
And it's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
I see you guys in the other lives. It's exciting.
So we have a couple tips. A tip for you to get into things, but you might have seen in the title the phrase thinking about you. We've been thinking about you.
Hey, I just
about-
want you to know, Ruben, I've been thinking about you, man.
Really?
I've really been thinking about you.
Like, really? Thinking about me? That's so crazy. Like,
I just want to be vulnerable and just, let you know that.
you never do that. You never. He's letting... okay. Anyway, the think about somebody is a common phrase. You might know, you might say it, but I want to ask you guys a question, which is the big what's the difference? Every time we start these lessons, we usually do a tip of the day. Tip of the day.
And now is the time.
And now is the time to do, and we have two phrases or two words, and we have to ask the question. We have to make the question.
And what is the question?
What is the difference? And the question here is, what's the difference between think about and think of? Think of and think about. Let's write this on here.
Okay.
Well,
You want me to do it? Yeah.
Think of versus think about. We haven't
Think
talked about this.
of
Some of the things we
versus
want to keep a little bit more authentic
about.
and real. Like if I have a lesson, I want to ask you guys. I also want to ask Dustin to see what he thinks
Okay.
as a native speaker.
Okay, so think about is kind of what we just covered.
Mhm.
Like, I'm thinking about you.
Okay.
Or I'm thinking about I'm thinking about today's English course and the things I would like to teach them.
Okay.
I'm thinking about that. And thinking of,
Yeah, thinking of.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Thinking of is like, or the first thing that comes to mind is like, okay, I'm thinking of a number.
Oh, that's a good one.
1 through 10. What would that number be?
Thinking of a number.
Uh-huh.
So you wouldn't say I'm thinking about a number.
Right.
So if like a magician has a deck of cards, and like think of a card,
Uh-huh.
right? Think of a number. Think of a time that you were really happy. So this is the first, maybe the first explanation we can give, which is, and we can translate it too. I suppose I'm curious about that nuance in Spanish. If you can do the same thing, maybe we can ask for your help. When you say thinking of, it usually means to hold something temporarily in your mind. Just think of it for a second. Think of a number. Pensar en, I think it would be the same translation. Pensar en, or we have also pensar acerca de. Not sure if that would necessarily break the difference, but that's one of them. Think of a number, think of a time. The second one, do you have any other ways that you could use think of? Think of a card. Pensar.
Using the same concept where it's like you're holding on to this one idea.
No.
Different
So
concepts.
the first thing is hold an idea. Think of a card, think of a number, think of a time. Okay?
No se me ocurre nada, chabón.
Bueno, por eso estoy acá.
Yeah, that's why we have you.
No, but this is also a thing that you'll obviously recognize right away. The second one, I think, is having to do with creating something that doesn't actually exist. For example, we need to think of a solution to this problem.
Mm-hmm.
We need to think of a solution, meaning come up with phrasal verbs, los verbos frasales. Come up with or to create. We need a solution. It doesn't exist to our problem. So we need to think of a solution.
Think of a solution.
And we also would say this with the word way a lot. Think, not way, not que onda way, but think of a way. We need to think of a way to fix this. Think of a way to learn English faster. Think of a way, think of a solution. Usually those two words are going to be the most common.
Yeah, and that would sound weird if someone's like, think about.
I need to think about a way.
That could actually sound
Think about a solution. It doesn't mean create it. It might mean think about it. Which is this kind of like, which we talked about in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So think about, at the beginning we talked about this, think about you, think about someone. Typically you're spending time, you're like considering them, you're like contemplating, you're really putting in the work, you know? That's why we're thinking about you.
We're here.
We're really thinking
From
about
Los
you.
Angeles.
But we're thinking of a way to help you guys learn better. right? We're thinking of a number. Got it? That doesn't matter, but it just happened. But we're also using think of in a different way, because can't you think of someone?
Of course.
Of course. Of course. Don't you guys know that?
I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of her. I'm thinking of.
So maybe the
my
question
student.
is like, what's the difference between thinking about you and thinking of you?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Give me some mind blowns if you guys have
Yeah.
some minds blowns right now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about you or thinking of you. What the heck is the difference?
That one's funny.
So we can think about it for a second.
Okay.
Think about it.
Anyone out there? Can you imagine the idea, or can you imagine the difference? Does anyone have an idea of what they would describe the difference to be?
Or
a
just
little
generally,
mind blown.
Pensando en vos, pensando acerca de vos. What does that mean for you? I hear those as translations, and of course maybe even synonyms, but there seems to be a slight distinction in English. Thinking of you, thinking about you. Which one would you say is more positive, more intimate?
I'm thinking of you.
Thinking of you?
That's what I feel.
Yeah? Thinking of you, I'm thinking of you, thinking about you. I think in a lot of cases they could be used interchangeably. I think that in this specific case, maybe the translation for pensando en, pensar acerca de, might work. But I also would say that whenever I see something that reminds me of someone else, I always say think of.
Yeah.
I thought of you when I was watching this soccer game, or I went to the grocery store, saw this avocado. I know you love avocados. Thought of you. Thought of you. It wouldn't be like I'm thinking about you because of that avocado.
Oh, okay.
So I'm reminded of you.
But thinking about, right, is like, now I get it. I get what you're saying.
It could be both, though. I feel like thinking of you could just...
Apologies. Got a call.
So thinking of and thinking about might be interchangeable when it comes to a person. If you just want to say, I'm thinking of you, thinking about you generally. But because the word about adds this time and this contemplation and this like, I'm really thinking about you, considering you, as opposed to potentially this one-off, I was reminded of you, I thought of you. Oh,
Yeah, I can see that. Now that you put it that way, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking of you because of X.
Mm-hmm.
But thinking about is like there's not necessarily something else involved. Rather, like the idea, everything that you're thinking about is that person,
Yeah.
and it's not through something else. It could be, but I guess you converted me.
Yeah. Wow.
I agree.
Oh my gosh. Well, so that's an interesting. I don't think it has to do with formality. Ben just pointed out here. So thinking of you more, you care about the person. I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking about this now. We're talking it out. We're thinking about it. We're thinking about the difference between these two words. I said if a boss tells you they're thinking about you, I don't think that's formal. In fact, I think that's kind of informal, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Unless I'm thinking about a project or I'm thinking about the meeting we had. But I don't know if it has to do with formality.
Give me some examples of like a message that could or someone could call, or a message that could be sent to me, and then I would tell you like how I feel when that message.
What do you mean?
Meaning like, so yeah, like if a boss were to say, "Hey, just want to let you know I'm thinking about you."
Okay.
Like that definitely is not formal. That's informal, and that's like a very intimate statement. Like what are some other things that you give me to where I could be like, "Oh, I see the difference. I see what you're talking
between
about."
formality and informality?
Yeah, or just using like when someone says like, "Oh," I guess another example would be like, today we were walking through the grocery store. There were some avocados, and I was thinking of you.
Yeah.
I think that had I got a message like that, then yeah, like it wouldn't feel so intimate and so like intense, I guess, entre comillas, of a message.
Well, maybe this is a good lesson in general that you can always bring something else to remind. Like the think of is kind of a good excuse. If you like someone and you want to say that you're really, really thinking about them, but it kind of is maybe too much. Right. You could say like, oh, I saw that movie that we had seen and I thought of you. punto.
Yeah.
Aparte. And then that's all you say, and that's kind of...
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's just a way to pull it away from the intimacy, but I don't know if there's a specific... With think of and think about, another way to be formal or informal. They're both expressing, you know, time that you put into thought.
This is good. This is really good. This is like very technical. I've never put thought into this specifically, but
start thinking.
Now that you know, because being a native English speaker, it just naturally comes out, and you kind of like know what's gonna flow. But breaking it down, it's definitely interesting, and I'll be cautious or be more aware the next time I use these things.
Very well, very good. So this is the tip. The tip. Think of, think about. I think we have some general understanding here. There's. I ask, by the way, when we give you these tips, I think that it's important to verify them. Ask your friends. Ask native speakers. Make sure this makes sense for you. We're telling you because we're not only native speakers, but we're also we're in the language world all the time. So we're thinking about these things. Every time we say it, now we have to like refer back to it. But it's important to verify. Make sure you feel confident using either of these phrases, and that's gonna keep going today. We have a whole list of phrases because I want to share with you guys something that I don't know, not for a long time, but just to mention that I speak a few different languages, 5 at the moment, working on 6, 7, 8, and when I'm learning another language, I've changed the way that I approach the problem. So whenever I learn a new language, I learn phrases, fixed phrases, like think of, think about, for example. But we have a whole list of phrases here that I want to share with you that are my personal phrases. For example, one example might be whatever you like, or whatever you want. I like to know how to say that in a foreign language because I'm a very easygoing guy. And if you have 2 options, like, yo, do you want Mexican food or, you know, Chinese food? Whatever you want, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm a guest. So if I'm learning French or Russian or Arabic, I want to know how to say whatever you like.
I'm laughing because I feel like a Latino would say, like, it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same for me.
It gives me the same.
It's the same.
Or como quieras,
whatever you'd like.
So I would say that. I would want to know how to say that. Even if someone says to me, do you speak Russian? Whatever you like. You know, kind of coming off very friendly, even though
whatever you'd like.
Doesn't make any sense.
Should I do you'd or would you would?
Whatever you'd like. You can put the contraction.
Okay.
Always speak in contractions.
Whatever you'd like.
All right. And so I want to share a few of these with you. We're going to talk about them. We'll see how we translate them into Spanish. I think you guys are doing a pretty good job translating for us, so we can help the rest of the students. How would you say it? Whatever you like, whatever you want. What does that mean in Spanish?
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Como quieras.
Como quieras.
Como quieras.
In other languages, you know any other languages? Whatever you like.
Portuguese, like.
Yeah. What is it in Portuguese? Any Portuguese speakers out there?
Tudo bem.
Tudo bem. Now we would say.
No, you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say. You'd say like. Tudo legal.
Tudo legal.
Could I say that? No.
I mean, not to translate the same thing. You might say, como você quiser.
Como você quiser.
Como você quiser. But yeah, this is one phrase here. Tudo legal. Okay, quieras, you might say mashebalecha, if you speak Hebrew.
Mashebalecha.
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 Mashebalecha. Yo, no? In Italian, you might say come vuoi. Come vuoi.
It sounds like
Como quieras.
me voy a comer y me voy.
Come vuoi.
Come vuoi.
Come vuoi. That's good. So that's one of the phrases. That actually wasn't. That was on the list, but it wasn't the first one. There are a few other ones that we want to share with you that are really useful. So here's the first one.
Okay.
Or you can choose which ones you like from this.
Okay.
How about these 2 that we discussed just earlier?
Okay. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean is...
What do you mean? What do you
What do you
pronounce
mean?
that for? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm going to spell this really fun with them. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you...
Sorry guys. Okay, so this is the Spanglish.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Right? ¿Qué quieres decir? ¿Qué quieres decir?
So we were discussing
¿A qué
that.
te referís? Yeah, so we were discussing this for
Kind of like a technique.
strategies.
This is important. I want you guys to listen to
Oh.
this because when Ruben was explaining this to me, I was like, wow. I've kind of done this before, but definitely this is a kind of moment. So listen to this very carefully.
So when we're learning a language, it's always inevitable that we're gonna misunderstand somebody. Someone's gonna say something and we're gonna say, ¿qué? Pero ¿cómo? ¿Qué dijiste? Pero ¿qué?
They're like, what? What?
What?
Repeat.
What? Repeat, please. Please repeat.
Repeat me.
Repeat me, please. 4 more times and then repeat. So we don't actually want to break and stop and just completely give up and show someone we don't know the language or we're still learning. So instead of saying what or can you repeat or please repeat, one technique is to say, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? You might actually add the word by that. What do you mean by that?
So the person, instead of hearing what and being like, oh, and cutting off the conversation, they will then explain it to you maybe in another way,
Right.
in a different way that's going to, what was the one that you said, on vacation?
Mm-hmm. What do you...
I'm going on vacation this weekend.
Right, and someone says, what do you mean? And then you just clarify it. Well, I'm traveling to Europe. I'm going on vacation. And they might understand that you don't know the language before this, but I just think it's a very easy way to keep confidence, to maintain the conversation. You can always use other phrases too, but just don't say, what? I'm sorry, I don't understand English. Spanish, Castellano, por favor. It's an easy way to just flip out, go crazy, and just like lose your cool.
The main point here is that it gives you a second chance to hear what they said again in a different way, possibly, and it allows the conversation and the flow of things to be a lot more pleasant, if you will.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Oh, okay. And then, as you're thinking about what they just said, they tell it to you in a different way, and it all comes together, and there you have your answer. So remember that. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? And even if it's something simple, like we're gonna meet at the park at 12. What do you mean? Well, we're gonna go all together to the park we talked about, and at around noon we're gonna meet there. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Ahora entiendo.
And sometimes that helps. So what do you mean? What do you mean?
I like that.
Also, so what do you mean? Whatever you want, whatever you like. I'm gonna jump down to this one because I think this is one of the most important phrases. So this is like learning idioms. This is the lesson for today. It's more of an idiomatic, fixed phrase type of a lesson because you can really use these phrases and these sentences in many different areas. It's not just about one grammar, one formal one. It's just you can use them anywhere. So we will add one more to the list here. And I think that you will, what do you mean? We need the ooh, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Ben was asking,
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Yes.
Here's the third one. Type that one in there for us.
Okay.
This is a
I
phrase
like
that
this
we use to order or ask for anything. Literally anything.
Would that be okay if I did add this?
You can. That would be fine.
Okay.
So the phrase is, can I get?
Can I get?
Can I get? Can I get? Can I get an amen? Can I get is just a request for anything. Most of the time when ordering food in a restaurant, and especially if it's not a fancy restaurant. So you walk up to the counter, can I get, even if it's McDonald's, if it's a really kind of middle of the line, nice place, even if you're asking for a napkin, can I get a napkin, please?
Yeah, that's true.
Please? Please is always nice.
Yeah, I think the please definitely dampers it down a little bit and makes it a little bit more pleasant. But it's totally true because what are we being, or what are people generally being taught in school, like the more formal?
Well, you would maybe think about Spanish.
Yeah, right.
I want please can I I can have. No, I think people would just say like I would like.
Yeah, I would like seeing, and that's okay. But the more native, the more natural sounding request is can I get the Caesar salad with, you know.
But can I get the dressing on the side? Can I get croutons instead of tortilla chips? Can I get your number can I get any type of requests you'll use can I get? You might even replace get with have. Can I have extra pickles, please? Can I get 5 more minutes? I'm so sorry. Can I get? I like that you're hearing that, Ben, without the T. Can I get? We'll talk more about this later on when I come back. We'll talk more about phonetics and pronunciation stuff. We want to get you launched into the language stuff with some of these tips, but can I get?
Yeah, that's
get.
Right. Very good, Ben. That's an excellent observation.
Can I get and when you add the word a, can I get a, then that will turn into almost like a Spanish R. Get a. Yeah. Can I get a? Let's spell it like this.
Can I get an A, man?
Can I get a?
Can I get a?
Can I get a? Can I get a? Can I get a? Can I get a milkshake?
Can I get a number 1? But I don't want like with a Diet Coke, but I want like half Coke.
Yeah, can I get half? Half. Can I get half Coke? And half, what is it?
And regular Coke.
Oh, I see.
Half diet, half regular.
Oh,
I just want to, I'm watching my weight.
I see, yeah. Can I get a 50-50?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get is just kind of what you hear. It's not the most polite way, of course, but it's not rude at all. It's not the most proper, you know, maybe you want to go to the Queen of England or something with it,
But so what would happen if you show up to my house, hanging out, it's me, my mom's in the kitchen, maybe my sister, we're just hanging out, and you're thirsty, and you want to drink some water, what are you going to say to me?
I might say, can I please, I might say please in the middle. Can I please have some water? Or can I get some water, please? Can I get some water? Can I get a glass?
Can I get a glass of water?
Can I get a glass of water?
I think
Can I get it? Can I get a glass? Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get a glass of water? Can I get a glass of water?
That's
it does sound kind of funny to say. Can I get
we need to make songs out of this.
Can I get a glass? Can I get a glass of water?
Can I get a glass of water? But definitely that the tone is there because I'll be like, can I get a glass of water?
Yeah. Can I grab? Maybe even can I grab a? Can I get a glass of water? Can I get some? Can I get? It saves you in so many situations. You drop your fork. Excuse me, can I get another fork, please? Right? You forget something. Can I get directions to? Can I get? You can ask it for just about anything. It sounds extremely natural, and most non-native English speakers don't say it, I think. What else do you guys say when you normally order food? This is kind of interesting. I hear, I would like to have. I would like to have is very much correct, very much proper. I would like to have sounds like something of a dream of mine, a goal. I would like to have a nice house, near the beach. I'd like to have a better understanding of this material. I would like to have somebody who I could count on, whatever. So
it definitely sounds more formal to me. I would like to have, but and this is just me, and this is just my personality, but I'll often go formal just to add a little bit of charisma to the conversation because I know that a native English speaker maybe isn't saying it that often, so I'll do it. But that's just because I'm native and I'm so comfortable with the language. I can throw it in there, and I think they get what I'm trying to put out there.
It's kind of funny sometimes if you like purposefully being too formal or even doing a British accent. Could I please have I don't know, whatever the
too good at that.
It's just like, and you have to know that that's funny, and you have to feel comfortable to do that with your own language. It's not always the most. It doesn't always fit your accent and your ability to sometimes put in one, slang term or some different pronunciation. So make sure this fits with your level of English. But to be honest, can I get, is for these quick interactions. You're gonna buy something at a store, you're ordering food, you're asking someone really quickly if you can have something. Can I get? And you don't have to have a certain level for this. Beautiful. That could be a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
These lessons, we have a lot more of these phrases. If you guys have some of your own too, suggest them, comment below, or just send them in the comments after the fact, because I want you guys to start making your lists of phrases. Maybe this could be something for next week. We can check in with you guys about what are your most common, what are the most common things that you say in Spanish or whatever your native language is. Think about that. It's a weird thing to think about. Like I always say, me muero. I always say, qué sé yo. I don't know.
I always say, qué locura.
Qué locura, right? We can think about all the things that Dustin, right? If you want, comment what Dustin says all the time.
all the things that I say in my
Stuff
channel.
Dustin says, we can also add that to the list. But we want you to create this list because that will give you a foundation. It will give you a base of words, and then you can practice the pronunciation of those phrases. You can start feeling comfortable saying, can I get thinking of you? Can I get thinking of you? And just say that over and over again until they think you're from the States.
Yes.
That's my plan for you.
This is important.
So keep working on the list. And next week we can add to this. We have this.
Yeah,
in
the
your
list
hands.
goes on. We have tons of examples. But that's it for today's class.
Yeah, that was a good one though. Do you guys learn a thing or two?
How we doing? How we doing out there?
Any gratitude? I want to thank you guys too, because that's what I'm feeling right now. All these comments.
We really appreciate you guys. This has been a month of learning, not only teaching you guys, learning with you, but learning different methods that we can use to teach. And we look forward to the future of this. I just got a message from a good friend who said that now he's an actor and he really wants to he wants to improve his English so he can maybe get some English speaking roles and stuff. And so he just recently got called by a casting team to go out for a position in English, and so now he has a tutor in English. He's watching our classes, and all of a sudden his life just kind of took a big turn, and now he's like a full con el inglés. So nice. I'm excited for him. It's great to always see these messages, and you guys just got to keep going on, keep moving.
We'll keep going,
keep grooving.
We got a lot. We got more. We got plenty of more. This is not the last class.
No, this is not the last class. This is the last class of the first month.
Yeah, this is just every month. I mean, keep going. This is nonstop. We got so much information, so much to share with you. But we'll keep going next week. You might be one beard shy of a teacher duo, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, you gotta remember, it's very difficult. So anyway, you guys have a good rest of the week. Remember, we'll be there on the community tab answering your questions. Y nos vemos. It was a pleasure.